And we are back. So, last we left off as Monsieur Bernot was in a spot of trouble, but also, Seamus was, thankfully, that gun is safe and sound. It is secure. Mm-hmm. It's right where you left it. Your horse is being taken care of. A small stable boy was threatened. Discovered that the bodies were, in fact, more than likely Skaven. Probably. Mm-hmm. Judging from the black, smelly blood in the area. And you...
He was also offered a fun night.
He was.
With a lovely lady.
He was.
It's a great night for Seamus.
It was. It's
cool,
true.
Fun night.
And then he rebuffed her. He just said, no. I've got a headache. Go away.
So sad.
And she walked away into the darkness, all melancholy. And Seamus began making his way, probably, as usual, walking to Gold's. Where Marius was in a heated battle for his life. Mr. Gold alluded that he needed you to win this, meaning that he probably suspected you wouldn't win the battle for some reason, which is interesting because you're pretty much undefeated up to this point. And you quickly discovered why, as the cards were definitely stacked against you. As throughout the fight with the Tsar, the rather large Kislevite, which Marius had no idea who that was or what that is.
Jumbo Smooth guessed.
Jumbo Smooth probably knew. But Marius Wolf had no idea who he was. That was your opponent. Was, while an impressive man, not as impressive as Marius Wolf. Marius Wolf was beating that ass. But there was someone in the crowd, maybe something in the crowd, who knows. Well, we may never know. That was launching poison needles into Marius Wolf during the fight. So he was constantly under threat of being poisoned and succumbing to weakness and exhaustion. In a Hail Mary, who right at the end managed to pull off a crushing defeat of his opponent, ending the match. And that's where we left off Mr. Wolf. Meanwhile, Bragadine spent a crazy day in the Silk Canary, doing all kinds of debaucherous things that the great Lord Slanesh would be pleased with. And the bill came due, as Monsieur Bernot found himself with a single gold coin in his pocket and 17 lacking. He was taken forcibly into a back room, which turned out to be a dungeon of some kind, and was about to be tortured when a female figure walked through the door, halting the torture and supposedly saving Bragandine. Only for Monsieur Bernot to attempt to stand and not take her hand. And in so doing so must have offended her, because she kicked you square in the chest, pressing you into the chair with such force that it incapacitated Bragadine in one stroke and left him out of breath and gasping as she pressed the hand into his lips in the kiss he was supposed to give it before standing. And then she mentioned to her inferiors to make sure that he did not die. And that's pretty much where we left off. So, as much as I would like to pick up with Bragadine, I think we should leave him hanging for a little while. No, I want to pick up with Bragadine. I do. So, Monsieur Bernot.
Yes.
My favorite Frenchman. You are currently gasping for breath in the chair. She removes her foot. And the emerald green eyes are just sparkling as she sees that you're kind of having a hard time. Would you like to do anything, Bragadine?
Is my stuff all in the room?
They tore my clothes off.
They tore your clothes off.
Yeah.
All of your belongings that you had on you were actually up in your room. This was just like a robe, like kind of like a Hugh Hefner robe that goes with the with the Silk Canary. Yeah.
I struggle to catch my breath, and I say, Madame, you must fetch me a quill, ink, and some paper. If I must record my thoughts on your beauty before I die.
And she's wearing a veil, so you can't really see much. But she kind of tilts her head to the side, and that foot, as it's removed from you, her skin is immaculate, smooth, beautiful. And the kind of somewhat skirt obscuring her undergarments kind of slides back over her knee. And she motions for the two men to grab a hold of you. They move in to do so. Hey, take the Monsieur Benoit to my quarters, please.
Oh.
And
shit, that's ominous as fuck.
with a rack of thunder. And
Nice knowing you guys.
Mr. Bragadine is taken. Bragadine, let's make a roll to see if you lose consciousness.
Okay.
Go ahead and give me an endurance check. It's going to be at minus, I think you're at minus 40 now. Because you're stabilized, but since you hit 0, you have another point of exhaustion. So you're at 4 points of exhaustion now.
Oh, let me write that down. Keep using the same post-it like session after session. Have so much exhaustion.
I'm sure.
All right.
It's crazy at this point.
Oh, that was terrible. We rolled a 65 and we needed 12.
Yeah, about to say. I'm sure it was going to be slim. So you're drifting in and out of consciousness. So you don't see what happens. But one moment you're being like shoulder carried by both men, like one arm over each shoulder, and they are walking you somewhere. They don't walk you, well, you wouldn't know. They stand you up and they're carrying you because you cannot, on your own volition, move at this point. You've lost all strength in your body. One moment you're in the dungeon, and the next you're laying in bed. It's not your bed, though. It's not your room. The bed is circular, and there are like a kind of veil-like drapes encircling the bed itself. And there are plenty of pillows, and it smells of sweet perfumes and spices and musk, and you can smell candles, and there's all kinds of interesting scents. You are completely naked. You were not
What color are the drapes and the
drapes?
what
they
color is
appear to be a purplish kind of tinge to them. They're see-through. You can see through them.
Okay.
They just kind of obscure the vision.
Okay.
So
Very
you can,
sensual
so you can see the rest of the room. It's just kind of through this kind of that kind of mesh kind of material. So you're glancing around, and this room has no windows. There is a single door, it looks like, and there is a fireplace that is currently lit, and there are lots and lots of candles around the edges of this room, and a small, petite female figure that you know as the Madame is standing at the door, and she begins walking towards the bed. You've momentarily, you've momentarily regained consciousness, but you're too weak to move.
Okay.
So, would you like to attempt anything else?
I call out, Madame. Thank you for clearing up this terrible misunderstanding, and I appreciate these much more comfortable quarters than that hideous chair. I thank you for letting me rest here while I wait for my manservant Marius.
Why, of course. Hold on 1 second, boys. I'm pretty sure there's a small child knocking at my door. So, let's get back into the mood, Bragadine. You still there?
Have some more thunder. Oh, yeah.
Are we good to go?
See.
Okay. Of course, Monsieur Benoit. I could not let a man of your, let's just say, esteem go to waste.
Well, thank you. Perhaps you might be able to fetch me some garments. I must say, as much as I am thrilled by the apparent desire you have for me with me being naked, if you ask your ladies, you will understand. I just do not have the strength right now.
Oh, you have plenty enough strength, Monsieur Benoit. And she parts the kind of veil around the mattress and begins climbing on all fours towards you on the bed.
Oh my.
And as she's climbing, you notice that she's removed most of her garments at this point. And her emerald eyes shine bright, even in this low light. And she is almost upon you. Her skin smells sweet. And she stumbles above you, Bragadine. And she smiles.
I smile back.
And as that happens, Bragadine, she... Monsieur Benoit, you smell so sweet.
Oh, thank you. This is the perfume I got here at your establishment.
Oh, it's not the perfume.
Might have to take some
smell.
home with me to my country.
Oh, you smell of such a fine vintage. And she bites her lip, and just a small little trickle of blood drips down from her chin.
My eyes kind of widen like, oh shit, this chick is freaky.
Yeah, of course, indeed. And as that happens, Bragadine, she... Oh, you've been a very naughty boy, Bragadine.
Oh, that I have.
You appear to owe me quite a sum of money, sir.
Oh, yes, I'm sure this is just a misunderstanding.
Well, I have taken the, how do they say, liking to you, and I've decided you can pay me back with a favor and a night. I assume this is not unwanted. She kind of taps her fingers from your sternum, moving down very slowly. Gets all the way to your abdomen, and it keeps going and going. It's at your navel.
Oh, yes, madame.
As soon as you say,
I
oh,
must
yes.
perform
Yeah. Go ahead.
Oh, yes. If it is but a service of a sensual nature, I believe we can come to a complete understanding.
Okay, and as you say
What is
that...
the small favor you have for me?
Oh, that comes later. And Bragadine, you instantly fall unconscious. And that's where we're going to leave you, Bragadine. So let's venture somewhere else right now, as Bragadine has lost consciousness at the Silk Canary. Okay. We are going to go to Seamus McCready.
Yeah.
You've made it to Gold's. You step in, and you see the kind of shifty, scared kind of guy behind the counter that Marius was talking to earlier, and he notices you. Oh, Mr. Seamus.
Yes.
Marius is he's and he kind of motions towards the back. You know.
I know what he is.
Okay. And I'm assuming you head that direction?
Yep.
Okay. You begin moving that way, Seamus. You go down the stairs, and you go down into the actual fighting pit area. As you get down there, you hear, just people screaming and crying, wolf, 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 wolf. And Marius is at the center of the ring looking haggard. Doesn't look like he was even barely touched. He's got kind of a nasty looking bruise on his right elbow. But besides that, he doesn't look physically damaged, but he looks exhausted. Marius, what would you like to do as well?
And I just did lay the finishing blow.
Yeah, you've just laid the finishing blow, and people are chanting your name.
I'll get in the center of the ring.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll kind of feel on the back of my neck. Do I feel like needles or something?
Yes, as you move to the back of your neck, you feel a needle sticking out of your flesh, small.
Do I usually get a prize for winning this, like money?
You do. You get a purse. Normally. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Still chanting my name?
Oh, yes. Everybody's still, yeah.
Marius will just roar out, which one of you little shit shot me?
And the
he's kind of like looking around in the crowd.
Yeah. Okay. You're glancing around. Go ahead and make me a perception test.
Okay. At minus 20, let's see. Oh, that's not too bad. 2 out of 37 at minus 20.
So 3 levels of success. You glance around, and everyone in the room goes silent. Just, they're chanting in 1 second, and then they're, and kind of looking around at each other and looking down at you. Nobody can see. No, you didn't look like you're shot or anything like that. But the crowd is deathly still, and you see Seamus walking down the stairs, looking down at you at this point. But you don't see any. No one makes a move at this point.
I'll yell out, my prize purse to the man who brings me the person who shot me.
And at this point, you see people kind of, and then somebody grabs a hold of someone just in the front of the ring. It was him! It was him! And like throws him into, throws this guy into the ring. and then there's on the other side of the ring, there's a guy. No, it was him! And he kicks this other dude into the ring. There's several men just keep getting thrown into the ring at this point.
I look at the announcer. We talked about this.
I assure you, I don't know. And at this point, some dude walks up to the announcer and just, boom! boom, clocks him across the face, and he just goes down. And it looks like because of the proclamation of the rather sizable purse you were going to get that is up for grabs, this room has divulged into a massive fist fight. I need you guys to roll me initiative to see how this goes.
Ooh. Seamus rolled a 14.
Okay. How about Marius?
Marius rolled a 9.
All right, Marius. This is going to be a skill challenge to see how this goes.
Okay.
We're starting with Seamus. Seamus, the people are starting to get rowdy, and then as soon as punches start getting thrown, shit goes sideways quick. You notice, Seamus, that the ogre bodyguards, the ogre guys that usually keep everyone in line down here, aren't here. More than likely, they're the ones sitting with gold right now. So there's not a lot of security down in the pit currently. I'll leave that as it is. So what would you like to do, Seamus?
I guess I'm trying to make my way to Marius if I don't see anybody running for the door.
Okay. No, you don't see anyone running for the door, but go ahead and give me a perception test just to see what you do see.
That is a 23 out of 51.
Okay. So what you do see is you see quite a few people beating the shit out of each other. And the cut man at this point has stood up. He's nearer towards the stairs where you're at, with the people that are kind of laid out. And he stood up, and he's kind of, it looks like one of his hands is actually a grisly hook. He's missing his left hand. And he tightens down his actual hook, because apparently he takes the hook off while he's patching people up, tightens it down, and just shanks it into the back of somebody, and just drawing blood. And you see knives are starting to get drawn, and this is going to divulge into a bloodbath pretty quick, depending on people's actions or inactions.
Marius, we gotta go.
Okay, so is that what you want to do? You just want to call out to Marius?
Yep.
Okay,
He
Marius,
started a riot.
that'll be your Seamus is still at the bottom of the stairs, basically. No one's over here yet. It's just kind of, they were all around the pit. People are flying into the pit now, beating the shit out of each other, and just everything's gone crazy.
Marius will go get his things.
Okay, so all right. You begin to scramble out of the pit. I'll give you this one for free. The pouch, your earnings for this fight, are on the now unconscious ring announcer. Do you wish to attempt to grab them from him? Or are you just immediately going to go get your stuff?
I'll grab them as I go.
As you go to grab them for him, another hand clamps down on the bag at the same time, and some guy locks eyes with you.
I'm gonna try to intimidate him.
Okay, go and give me an intimidation check.
Okay. That is 23 out of 60. Or no, 40.
Okay, yeah, even that. He lets go of the bag and kind of takes a couple steps backwards. You kind of just look at him with this kind of snarl, and you snatch the bag away. It is now, that's going to be your action. That's your turn. You are going to have to make it through this crowd somehow to get to your belongings. Seamus, flip it over to you now if you would like to do anything.
How close are we to each other?
So he's in the middle of the room, and this is a pretty good sized room. You probably have at least, I'd say at least somewhere between 70, 80 feet to the ring. There's crowds of people in here. This place was pretty packed. So you've lost sight of Marius at this point as he's gotten up out of the ring. He's in the crowd somewhere.
Is this the only? Am I at the only like entrance and exit?
You're at the
point?
only entrance and exit that you know of.
Oh. Well, I guess out of being such a good friend, I'm gonna try and like push my way to get to where I believe Marius would be.
Okay, all right. As you begin pushing your way in, go ahead and give me a dodge roll.
Oof, that's a 49. That's a failure.
Okay, would you like to... Do you have any fortune left?
I have all my fortune. Well, we'll give it a shot. Let's just see what happens. I got some points in there. I still failed. Still a failure.
Okay, all right. You begin pushing people, trying to get to where Marius is, and just this vicious right hook. Oh! Right across the face, Seamus.
Hit my helmet?
It hits your helmet. So, okay, so that is how much armor is your helmet? Is it 1 or is it 2?
I believe it is 2.
2. Okay. 2, 4.
Yep, 2.
4. What's your toughness?
My toughness is
five?
a 5.
5. Okay, 5. Okay. Boom! Hits the side of the mask, and you hear as this man's hand is just crumpled and bruised as he recoils from where he punched you. Deals no damage to you. But you took a hit to the face, and he stumbles away, holding his hand. That's the end of your turn, Seamus, as you didn't make as much headway as you should have. Marius, it's now your turn. You successfully retrieved your earnings and have scared away someone, apparently. And what would you like to do now?
I guess I would like to go get other things.
Okay, so how are you going to move through this crowd?
I'm assuming I might punch a person or two, you know?
Okay, go ahead and make me an attack roll.
Okay. Oh shit. That is a 22.
Oh yes.
Of course it is.
Of course it is.
Of course it is.
Just killed somebody.
Yep. So I'm
not trying to kill someone.
So you're shoulder checking
That
a couple
makes a difference.
people, and then some guy, he's another fighter, is like is kind of making some
he has to come
space,
in.
and he locks eyes with you, and he looks down at the person your left hand that you're holding, because you've got use of your right hand at this point. He locks eyes at you, and then he makes a move for it, and just as he does, you boom. Rock him, get that knee to the face as he goes down and knocks his head back, and he instantly unconscious, flies into someone else, knocks someone else over. And as soon as that happens, it clears a path around you. People kind of, and you are able to make it into the locker room. It's at this point, so you've made it in there. You haven't yet gotten your stuff yet. It's at this point, Seamus, before you take your turn, you hear, break it up, and you hear boom, 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 as the two large ogres that were at the top of the stairs are descending. It looks like they each have 2 clubs, which to them it looks like a club. If you were holding it, you'd have to hold it with 2 hands, but they're wielding it in 1 meaty paw each. And they are walking down there, and somebody gets a little too close, and they pancake this person, kill him instantly. And he just splatters across the floor here in the fighting pit. And then another one grabs a hold of a guy, and then brings him to his mouth and bites out his throat and begins chewing. And pulls it away and slumps. And at this point, everyone's, oh my God! And people are screaming. And there is anarchy here in the fighting pit. So Seamus, it's your turn now. The ogres are approaching from behind you. You see this happen. People are freaking out now. What would you like to do?
I like to make my way out of this building.
Okay, the only way out is past them. What would you like to do, Seamus? That's the one.
If there's a way where I could like step off to the side as I just come down the steps, and then
go
just,
ahead and give me. Do you have any stealth advantages for city stuff?
I doubt it.
Okay, go ahead and just give me a basic stealth roll. We'll see how this goes.
Let's see. My stealth, that's agility. That's been a fortune point. And yeah, that's a 23 out of 32.
Okay, that's a degree of success.
It is.
There's a massive crowd of people, and they're starting to now at this point, a bunch of them are trying to bull rush these ogres, and it's not going well. They are just crushing people, and I guess in their mind they're establishing order, but in reality it's quite the opposite. Dumb ogres should not be left in charge. So yes, you slip in to kind of a bundle of people. And as one of the ogres with their clubs swings it overhead, it takes someone in the face and boom, crunches his skull inwards. And as that happens, you duck down underneath him, and you manage to just slink between the ogre's legs with him none the wiser, and you're on the other side of the stairs.
Just gotta wait for Marius.
All right. And Marius, it is your turn. You've reached your stuff, Marius. You begin quickly pulling everything out, getting it together. Go ahead and give me a perception check, Marius.
All right. That is a 36 out of 37.
Okay, barely got it, Marius. You're pulling your stuff out, and as you pull it all free, you notice that your stuff is apparently shifted. Looks like somebody might have been rummaging through your things.
Mm-hmm.
You begin frantically pulling through things. Your coins are there. Thank God. Picks there. Dusters are there. The rest of the armor you bought is there. Where's the book?
Son of a bitch.
You keep looking around. With just a degree of success, as you're about to give in to misery, you see the book. It was just under a pile of nasty clothes at the bottom of your locker. You shift them aside, and thank God.
Is my brooch of dwarven friendship still there?
Your brooch of dwarven friendship is still there. Yes.
Oh, good.
Dwarven friendship.
So you quickly begin putting your stuff on. All your gear is present. I just wanted to fuck with you a little bit. You get all your stuff on.
Damn it.
And you hear this cacophony of just crazy shit happening outside in the main area. What would you like to do, Marius?
Well, there's only one way out. That's where I'm going.
Okay. You kind of kick open the kind of makeshift door. It's really just like some plywood and something similar to plywood that they would have had, some cobbled together wood that they've made a door out of. You kick it open, and people kind of step to the side. But for the most part, people are just trying to rush out of here. And you look over and you see the ogres crushing people left and right. Some people are making it past, but there's a lot of dead bodies around them. It looks like one of them is actively eating people that it catches. What would you like to do, Marius?
Oh, this is not going to end well. I'm going to grab my pick.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to, I guess, start moving my way towards the ogres.
Okay. Are you going to engage the ogres?
I mean, I don't see really another way past them.
Okay. All right.
I mean, I could.
You would notice that you do see Seamus standing on the stairs behind him. They apparently have not noticed him. They're too engrossed in their current activities. They're enjoying it too much, and you can see that they're like starting to laugh. Ha ha! Stupid human! Ha ha! Scrushing them and then eating people. It's deeply disturbing. They're big, gelatinous fat, and I will say they each have like a large steel plate over their gut plates. But other than that, they're not heavily armored.
It's getting pretty dire. Let me see here. Marius is going. God, Marius is going to. Is there a clear path to him, or is it?
There's people in front of you. Like there's people surging, trying to get past them, and some people are slipping by. So there's people everywhere.
Marius doesn't like these ogres getting away with whatever they want, you know. Marius is gonna use a resilience point to hit one of these ogres in his dumb face.
Oh shit!
Drinky's on.
Okay.
So I'm just gonna start. I'm gonna start just bull rushing in, and start charging in, and try to jump up and just.
Which one do you want to get? The one that's smashing people, or the one that's eating people?
Whichever is closest, I guess.
All right, we'll do the one that's actually taking chops out of people's head. Okay. Yeah, go ahead. And what's your max damage that you can possibly do with Drengi's on? I'm sure it's impressive.
Well, it's armor piercing.
Yes.
5, 6.
Their heads are not armored. They're not like wearing like helmets or anything.
Give me a second to calculate. 23 points of damage is the max I can do. And I would choose. I would choose the face.
Oh yeah, of course. Let me see here. Wounds. Go ahead and roll me a D100, please.
All right. A 2.
Damn, that's how low you rolled?
Yeah.
Okay. So, you kind of charge at these ogres, and a bit of a path opens up to you as you hoist the pick over your head, and you bring it, boom, right into you're trying to get into the kind of face, the skull area of the one that's currently leaning down, biting into people, and you take a massive chunk away from its face. The tip of the pick just bores through, and these ogres are almost 10 feet tall. They're almost about to hit their heads on the ceilings as it pulls back, holding its face, and it looks severely hurt, but still standing even with that hit.
All right.
It's currently actively bleeding from its face. Would you like to attempt anything else, Marius, or is that it?
I think that's pretty much all I can do.
Okay, then that brings us to Mr. McCready. You see Marius charge and plant his pick in the face of one of these ogres and peel away its flesh, and it bellows out in pain. And you know probably what's going to happen next as the other ogre glances over. Huh? What would you like to do, Seamus?
Ooh, Seamus will give a little smirk, knowing that loves a good fight, and he'll pull out one of his pistols from his bandolier.
Okay.
Get within range and
you're well within range
ogre.
already. You're probably only
Right,
20 feet from these guys.
Oh yeah, that's my max range.
Okay.
All right, so I'll pull out the pistol and shoot that second ogre that's about to hit him.
Okay, the one with the club, not the one that he hurt.
Yeah, the one with the club.
Okay, you boom. Go ahead and give me a ranged attack roll.
All right.
Doesn't he get plus 20 since he's a large creature?
I think it's plus 10 for each one up.
Oh.
Well,
No,
I got a
it's plus
6
20
out
at point blank range. That's what we do. What'd you get?
A 6 out of 66.
Out of 66. Damn, 6 levels of success. How much damage is that?
That is 9 plus 6, so 15.
15 damage. Oh shit. Okay.
Plus the bullet damage?
Yeah, I believe the pistol is 9 plus, or it's 8 plus the bullet, so it should be 9.
Yeah.
Okay.
15. That's a pretty damn good hit. As you boom, and the shot rings out. You aimed it at its head, and you see the bullet pierce into the head, kind of lower, kind of towards the neck area. Boom, passes through, and as you do, like the gelatinous like meat of this ogre kind of shifts, and reaches up and grabs towards the hole in his like throat area, and looks up at you now, Seamus, as there's a waft of smoke billowing around you and a gun pointed in his direction. Would you like to do anything else, Seamus?
That will be it for the moment.
Okay. It's now the ogre's turns. The one that's been eating people that Marius just about killed in one hit, which is impressive because it is an ogre, tosses aside its meal that it's holding and is going to attempt to grab you and then chomp your face off, Marius. So go ahead and give me a roll, please.
Okay. Does he take any bleeding damage,
He does. He takes a point of bleed damage, but he's still standing.
Oh, damn. All right. That is a 28 out of 60 out of 60.
Okay, are you dodging or are you trying to use your pick? Because if it's your pick, it's minus 20.
Well, let me use the dodge then. That's 28 out of... Yeah. Well, no, I gotta use the pick. It's the only way I have a chance. 28 out of 60.
So it's a minus 20 plus your minus 20 from exhaustion. So at minus 40, it's still at 60?
Oh, I thought you plus 20. I'm sorry. I thought you plus 20 on your attack, and I minus 20 on my exhaustion.
If you're defending yourself,
is that not the way it works?
No, if you're defending yourself with your pick, no, I would like it if you just rolled with the minus exhaustion.
Okay. If that's the case, then I'll just use dodge.
Okay, so you're still to minus 20 on your dodge because of your exhaustion.
Yeah. So that would be 28 out of that'd be 21. So that'd be a failure.
Okay. Do you have any fortune left?
Yeah.
You could just make it a success.
Yeah, I'll just make it a success.
Okay. So with just barely a success, the ogre lunges over the top of you and gets nothing but air as it just grasps too high, and you duck underneath it very nimbly. And it just kind of and looks around, dumbfounded that it didn't have you in its paws. And the other ogre with the club holding its neck glances up at Seamus. "Ah!" And he's going to try to crush you now with his giant club, Seamus. I need you to defend yourself.
All right. Can I fast action pull out my sword?
Yeah, you can do
Or
that
no?
for defense if you want to, but you're at a -20 for defending with the sword because of him being a large creature.
Yeah, we'll do that because that's still better.
Okay, go ahead and give me a defensive roll.
All right. So that is that's a 32 out of 40.
Okay, you barely managed to get these.
Well, I guess if I have my success for my gunshot, it'll be out of 50.
Yeah. You do. You have your point of momentum, so you barely managed
so 32
to.
out of 50.
Yeah, you draw, and you actually almost like take a swipe, and as you do, you nick the club as it's coming down, and just barely veer it off course, and it boom smashes into the wall nearby. And that is the ogre's turn. So that brings us to Marius Wolf. You just dodged out of the way of this massive ogre.
I'm going to attack him.
Okay, go ahead and make me an attack roll.
That is a 6.
God bless. Are you sure you're not rolling a D10? My God.
I know. It's a 6. It's a 6 out of...
It's not going to matter. So
Okay.
you as you dodge out from underneath, it's kind of looking around, huh? And you almost feel bad for a second, but then you realize there's human flesh dripping out of this thing's mouth, and you bring the pick overhead as it hasn't even noticed you standing in front of it again, and you right through the top of its head. Point goes deep inside. The head kind of concaves in, and the ogre slumps to the ground dead. You rip the pick free. Would you like to do anything else, Marius, as you have killed an ogre?
I will probably charge up and try to get behind the other ogre.
Okay, you charge up, and the other one's... And as that happens, Seamus, it is now your turn. The ogre is now engaged with another one of your party, so you get a +10 to melee attack rolls against it.
All right.
Unless you want to shoot it again.
I had the bandolier now, but I'm assuming I can't like stow a pistol and pull out another one.
I will let you draw one with your offhand, but you have a sword in your hand. So
it's up to you.
I'll give you a free action to stow a weapon.
All right.
If you want to stow a weapon, but then it's going to be a free action to draw one again. And since you already have something in your hand, you're not going to be able to draw another pistol this turn.
Okay. I will use the sword then, since...
Okay. So are you going to use your free action to at least stow the pistol, though?
Yeah, I'll stow the empty pistol.
Okay. And at this point, we didn't do this last time. I didn't think about it, your previous turn. But I'm assuming your sword is actually in your offhand, since I assumed you shot with your good hand. So you stow the pistol, and then you slide your sword over to your strong hand, and you can make your attack.
My strong hand. Oh shit! That's a 22 out of 2 success levels, so 22 out of 80.
Okay.
Shit.
How much damage is that from you?
That is 7 plus. Is it 7 plus my success levels? Correct.
It's a
long.
What's your strength?
That's a 3. And
Yeah.
the sword
Okay. So
does
7.
4.
So 7 plus your how many success levels you got?
I think that's 5 success levels.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, he looks extremely wounded. You rake the blade deep into his arm. Go ahead and roll me a D100.
Oof. That is a 9.
All right. Jesus, man, you dickheads. You slice through his arm and you must cut a tendon or something, and he immediately drops the club in his hand. And he only has one good arm at this moment. He looks very, very hurt, probably on death's door. As he... And in this moment, Seamus, you feel a surge. And I need you to make me an endurance test, Seamus, you have a plus 30 to this, actually.
Oh, yeah. That is an 18 out of 97.
Okay. So, Seamus, you feel a surge of energy. You recognize it as that of your sword drawing the soul from the creature it cuts. And, or you wounded, you would regain 2 wounds from cutting this thing. And you feel the cold pull deep in your core, but you manage to suppress it, possibly with the aid of the mask you're wearing.
Mm-hmm.
You feel it kind of bubble up in your core and begin coming up towards your face, and then it recoils. And then you are yourself. And I'm assuming that's the end of your turn.
Feels good. It is.
Okay. All right. That brings us to the very wounded ogre, who is just, let's see how dumb he is. Oh yeah, he's not smart. He is going to try to grab you with its one working hand, Seamus. Mm-hmm. So go ahead and give me I'm probably assuming a dodge roll. It's up to you, though.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know if I can defend it with my sword or not.
I mean, you
dodge
can.
it, though.
You can, if you want.
Okay. I will do that thing. That's better. So that's a 27 out of 90.
Okay, you still have a minus 20 because of his, because he's a giant creature. So out of 70.
Yeah, out of 70.
It's still 30. How many degrees is that? 40, 50, 60. Okay, 4 degrees. So you barely, once again, barely managed to pull your sword. I mean, it was close. Pull the sword out and then just nick away one of its fingers. And that is the end of the ogre's turn as it's lurching towards Seamus. Marius, it's now your turn. I got a feeling I know what you're going to do.
Finish him.
Attack him.
You have a plus
Attack
10
him.
because of Seamus being engaged with him.
All right. That's a 46 out of plus 10. Out of 90.
Okay, yeah. You 46, yeah. You bury this pick in this thing's meaty back. You just and I mean the armor.
Success.
Yeah, the gut plate does wrap around, and there is like some armor on the back piece a little bit, and you just tear through the metal, just and you hit something very vital inside of it. And you can see it open its mouth, and blood just comes pouring out of its mouth all across Seamus's face. Just it goes up and down his body, and the ogre falls back. Marius, I need you to make me a dodge roll to not get crushed.
Oh shit! Can I use my momentum?
No, you can't. No, because we're out of combat now.
I don't know about that, bro.
We'll see. We'll see.
Killed him, you know.
We'll see. I might let you use it. I'll let you use your momentum.
Thanks, bro.
Damn it.
That would be 20 out of 61.
Okay, so you, and then you dodge to the side as you see the giant hulking, this thing probably weighs like 900 pounds or more, falls backwards, and you dodge out of the side as it, boom, comes crashing down. And at this point, the people, anybody that's left in here, is quickly running out over the dead ogres and up into Gold's shop. I'm assuming you guys are doing the same.
Yeah, I'm walking out.
Probably.
Thanks, Seamus.
I know you couldn't resist fighting an ogre. I know you.
It's true. At least Gold won't have 6 ogres.
All right.
I
And
want to look in my winning bag. How much
you
money
do
I
okay.
have?
Look in your winning bag. You open the bag. This was a fight to get the opportunity to face the champion. And you're looking in this bag and you see 7 gold pieces, Marius. Gold pieces.
I'll take it.
It was a
take
big
it.
pot.
I'll take a gold and I'll flick it to Seamus.
Flicks you with gold, Seamus. Are you guys doing this just like standing over the dead ogres, or are you
No,
guys
we're walking
like
out while we're doing it.
walking
I'm
out?
assuming
Yeah.
we're walking.
All right,
amongst
you
the
quickly
chaos
make it into
crowd.
the shop, and the people that work there are kind of like in the corner, like shielding themselves as people are streaming by. People are like taking shit out of Gold's shop and just and then just grabbing all this shit and just running outside with it. It's turned into anarchy. So looks like someone smashed the register, whatever kind of like a register that he had, and is just stolen all of the money out of it. And someone beat the shit out of one of his workers. They're just laying unconscious on the floor. As you flick Seamus a gold coin, he catches it. Is that going to be it?
Marius, I have one of those Molotovs, as you call them, left. If you want to burn this building to the ground.
Holy shit!
Seamus, not with all the people in it. It feels wrong.
They'll get out soon enough.
I don't know if they will. I mean, there's a lot of people down there. Wood catches fire easily. There's like one exit. I just feel like there'd be mass casualties, Seamus.
That's good guy Marius.
It is
You say so.
tempting. It is tempting. Don't. I have dreamed about it many a time, burning Mr. Ford's establishments down to the ground. But I don't think the time is right. One day, perhaps.
One day. And
I look to the workers cuddling in the not cuddling, but cowering in the
yeah.
corner. Sorry about the mess, lads. And then I walk out.
Okay. All right, you walk out, and you know what, Marius? For not burning down Gold's shop, I'll give you your resilience point back. So you can have it back.
What are you talking about, bro?
You can have it back. It was in character.
I was tempted.
I know you were tempted. I know you were tempted. I know that was a pivotal moment right there. Could have done it. But you resisted. I give it back to you.
Seamus gives me my dark deals, you know.
That's true. It's true. So we're gonna cut away from. Well, actually, no, we're not. We're not, because Mr. Braggadine is unconscious and he is not going to wake anytime soon. So what do you guys do, Seamus and Seamus and Marius, as you leave Gold's? What are you guys doing now?
Is it like 1 a.m. now?
Yeah, it's early. Like, you guys probably need to sleep somewhere. Like, it's bad. Yeah.
Let's go grab Braggadine.
I'd like to get my horse and then, end up making my way to the Thaggy.
Okay. All right. You go ahead and you go retrieve your horse from the local stables. Now, I will say, you can leave your horse there. That wouldn't be uncommon, but are you just that nervous about someone touching your horse?
Hell yeah, I am.
Okay. All right. So, yes, you go ahead and take your horse and you keep it as nearby as possible. There's not really a place for it to just stay at the Thaggy. It stays kind of out front. Or actually, you know what? Thordoom has a kind of a place he stores extra shit out back that you could kind of tie your horse up and she'd be out of sight.
Oh yeah. Is that Thordoom?
Okay, so you guys go ahead and return to the Thaggy. Are we resting for the night?
I was probably gonna try to stop by to see if Noah was okay. I guess.
Okay.
Been all day.
All right. I'll say when you. So, are you going with him, Seamus?
I really want to rest because I'm going to be very upset if I take exhaustion.
Okay. Okay.
But,
Well,
you know,
I was just on the way home.
The party.
You know?
It's not quite on the way home. It's out of the way a little bit, but
No, bro. Just let him rest. Let him sleep the night.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember. Did I tell him I'd pick him up at the end of the night?
You didn't tell him. You didn't say you'd be picking him up.
No.
Okay.
You just said he was going to rest here. That's all you said. So,
Literally.
Hasn't even been like a.
And that's when the festivities began.
yes.
Yeah.
It hasn't been a full day yet.
This,
Yeah, the
Sex
sextus. Yes.
I don't think you'd be picking him up at 1 a.m. in a brothel.
I guess
true.
So. I'd probably pick him up early in the morning after I got
Okay.
some
So
shit
you're
out.
going back to the Thaggy to rest.
Yeah.
You make it back there. Thordoom's happy to see you. They're drinking still. Thordoom is still drinking. Everyone else is passed out. At this point, Sarah and little Priscilla are asleep upstairs. You creep in, do your best to creep in. Do you attempt to like bathe yourself a little bit before you get in there, because you are covered in blood and
Yeah.
you've been beaten?
Yeah, I try to bathe myself.
Dunk yourself out back.
Just be
and
careful,
one of
bro.
the
Bats bring trouble.
Yeah, well, he's not going to get in a full bath. There's like some water out back in a barrel,
like
and
a
he's going to
barrel
dunk
of
himself
water.
in.
Yeah.
Kind of wipe the grime off. Do you do the same, Seamus, or do you just go ahead?
I probably have to because he's splashed.
You're covered in blood.
Over
Yes.
blood.
So you kind of dunk yourself. Thornton doesn't ask many questions. He knows the drill at this point. You guys come back like this all the time. Seamus, there's a bedroom open, and you knows who it is. Doors cracked.
Yeah.
Damn it.
There's a large woman inside.
Nope.
Nope. Would you rather go sleep? Would you rather go sleep downstairs with the common folk and risk somebody
go sleep in
snatching something
Marius's-
off your person?
I want to sleep in Marius's room.
You can't sleep in Marius's room. He's
cannot
not going to
sleep
let you. I can tell you, he's not going to let you. The choice is yours, Seamus.
I'm gonna like fall asleep at the bar, talking to Thordoom.
Okay, all right. If you, I will say this: go ahead and give me a perception test at -30, because you are
So
attempting to.
Jesus
You're attempting to sleep, and we'll see if you're on edge enough to see anything
Look
coming.
at Olga, bro. I mean,
That is
come on, bro.
that is going to be a 10 out
Okay.
of 21.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, I really wanted you to crit fail that. I wanted to hear what was going to happen.
1 degree of success. So you're sitting at the bar. You've had a couple drinks. Go ahead and give me a consume alcohol test real quick as well. This is just regular.
Oh, yeah, that's a high one. That is a 31 out of 67.
Okay. All right. So you managed to hold your liquor down pretty well most of the night. So you're not drunk, but you're definitely tipsy enough to where you fall asleep. And at this point, it's like 3 a.m. or something, and you finally conk out. Not long after, like Thordoom kind of goes back to his place that in the back where he kind of takes breaks sometimes. He doesn't need to sleep as much as a normal person because he's a dwarf. So it's a little different. And it's one of those rare moments where he's not in the bar, Seamus. He's elsewhere.
escaping.
And
What
you
are the
hear
chances?
You hear the snoring of some other people in the common room that you're in that are passed out, that have kind of, and I will say normally if you're going to sleep in the common room, you pay the innkeeper to sleep in the common room, but he knows you, so he's not gonna make you pay for it. And you pass out at the bar, and with only a success on your perception test, you don't feel a thing, Seamus. You sleep
Oh no.
until the morning. You awake.
Oof.
Both of you awake.
Hello?
You come downstairs, Marius. You see Seamus still passed out at the bar because he stayed up a little bit later than you. See a couple drunk people passed out other places. Step over them. Walk over to Seamus. Thordum steps out, and he's actually pouring 3 mugs of ale. Slams them on the counter. As he slams one, Seamus, you bolt awake. Hi, boys! Breakfast of champions!
Morning to you, Thordum. Taking a swig.
Taking a swig. You doing the same, Marius?
Yeah. Marius is also probably checking his wounds from the night before.
Okay, yeah. Oh, yeah, I forgot to do that. I need both of you guys to make me endurance tests. We'll see how many. And you do the same, Bragadine.
Minus 30.
You're minus 40, actually, but that's fine.
Oh
Shit.
All right. I failed it.
Okay. Well, Seamus?
I never took any damage, but I rolled a 12.
Okay, yeah. Well, you didn't take any damage. It didn't matter. So, Marius?
I got a 40 out of a minus 20 for my 2 exhaustions would make it 45. So just
40.
like 40 out of 45.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So you recover your toughness bonus. That's it. And wounds.
Okay.
And you can remove a point of exhaustion.
Okay.
Bragadine. I'm a
Rolled
benevolent.
65.
Yeah. I'm a.
Oh, wait.
I'm a benevolent god. I will allow you to do the same. You can recover your toughness bonus and wounds and remove 1 exhaustion, which brings you to 3 exhaustion.
Oh, gosh.
So you
that's
can
great.
move in the morning.
See how he hurts you and then tells you he's good to you? You know?
See, I am.
That's
good
wrong.
to you.
I'm so confused.
So yes.
Can
So-
I also try to bandage myself with my medical skills?
Okay, you can only do this once a day. So do you want to do it now?
Yes, either that or I'd like to do it the night before. Post-act.
Oh yeah, I didn't think about that. Yeah, you can go ahead and we'll preemptively roll it for last night. I'm assuming you kind of patched yourself up
Okay.
before you laid in bed.
I'll use the minus 20 for exhaustion
Yeah.
and such. Well, I don't know if it's going to matter because I rolled a 68
Oh Jesus.
out of
Yeah, it's not going to matter. You basically
37.
Okay. Ooh, that's how many degrees of failure is that? Is that 3?
3.
You are
Yeah.
almost on the cusp of actually hurting yourself. You didn't hurt yourself, but you don't like you're applying the bandages. I mean, you don't have a broad knowledge of patching people up.
Mm-hmm.
You know enough to get by, and apparently nothing happens. You don't recover
Okay.
any wounds, but you don't hurt yourself either. You got close to hurting yourself.
Okay. Can I ask my future bride-to-be to patch me up?
When she wakes up in the morning, yeah, we'll go ahead and do this.
All right.
She looks very. Marius, why do you have to keep fighting? And as she's patching you up, and you will recover
I killed an ogre last night.
7 wounds, Marius.
Oh, fuck yeah. That's a good woman right there.
That is a good woman, apparently. She had some decent. She's apparently been patching you up for years, so she's got a lot of practice at it. So
Yeah.
yes, so she patches you up nice and well.
Ooh, I'm going to drink that beer now.
Damn right, you're gonna drink that beer. You drink that beer. Are you max again? Are you back up?
I am too shy. I'm so
Okay,
close.
yeah, it's not bad, not bad. You're still a little scuffed up, but you're feeling pretty good.
Yeah.
You chug that beer. Seamus, it's at this point that you finish the beer. And you look outside, Seamus, and you notice that it is, it's getting close to noon.
Whoa, you said it was the morning.
It is the morning. Or at least the two of you went to sleep at like 1 or 2 in the morning. So now it's still technically the morning. But for you, if you wanted to get a full night's rest, oh, man.
Oh.
It's about 10:30, 11 o'clock. It's getting close.
Shit, I'm running out.
Okay,
I gotta
yeah,
go.
you out there and you run outside,
See you,
go
Marius.
grab your horse, hop on, and I'm assuming
Where's he
you're just
going?
making a beeline, right?
Yeah, I'm going to Three
To
Fingers
Vel-
though, if I can find them.
Okay,
I'm not going to Velkin.
I will say, go ahead and give me an intelligence roll. But this will determine on if you can glean, and this is going to be a hard test, so it's going to be at -20.
Fuck.
Minus 20 intelligence.
Yeah, you have no idea. You might have an idea, judging from your experience last time, where they might
My
be, but you've
encounter.
been looking for them for a long time and haven't found them. So,
Oh, so minus 20. Let's see,
Yep.
21. All right, so that's a 16 out of 21.
oh man, okay. All right, with barely a success, you think you might know a place that you haven't tried yet. You think you might know where you might be able to find Three Fingers and her ilk, and hopefully get there before the road wardens do and things get awkward. So you get on your horse and you bolt out of town. Without saying much about to even Marius. So Marius, you just see Seamus just bolt out of the door and he's gone.
Oh.
We're going to stay with you for a minute, Marius. What would you like to do?
Finish my beer.
Okay.
Eat some grub if grub's available.
Sure. It is. Of course it is. Grub's available.
Kiss the fiance goodbye. Try to hug Priscilla.
And they've been up for a little while at this point. They've been up, kind of about.
Try to hug Priscilla. Come give Daddy a hug.
And she looks over at Sarah. Do I have to be nice to your
I'm looking
father?
very expectantly.
And she kind of walks over to you, but the arms are down, and she just kind of walks into you. She doesn't hug back. She allows herself to be hugged.
I love you, little one. And then I pat her on the head, and I'm heading out to go to the whorehouse.
Okay, and she kind of, of course, yeah, exactly. And she kind of untussles her hair.
That was awesome.
It doesn't take it doesn't take long. It takes it takes a decent walk to the whorehouse from the Thaggy, but you get there, and it hasn't changed since yesterday, so things are still the same. You open the double doors to get inside, and the room is sprawled out the way it was before. The man, Jonah, is behind not Jonah. Shit, what was his name?
Johan.
Thank you. I knew it was with a J. Got it! Johan is behind the counter, polishing the glass like he always is. Always is. And he sees you walking through the door. Hi, Mr. Wolf, can I help you? A drink, perhaps?
No, thank you, Johan. I'm here for the Bretonian.
Oh, yes, you might want to have a word with Monsieur Benoit. He, believe referred to you as his manservant several times.
I'm sure he did.
You can find him up there, and he motions towards a room upstairs.
Okay.
Okay.
I guess
There are
I'll follow.
as you begin moving, a few ladies are out and about, and one of them kind of stretches like a cat in front of you, ass out, not wearing much in the form of clothing, and kind of looks over coyly at
my.
you, standing in front of the stairs. Locks
Ma'am?
eyes with you. Oh, don't you look delicious?
Thank you. And I continue to.
You begin
walk up the stairs.
quickly up the stairs, trying to conceal the shaft that is rising in your pantaloons.
No.
As you quickly let's go get upstairs. I got to get out of here. Got to get out of this den of heresy. You make it upstairs. You get to the room that they motioned to. Yeah, exactly. You pull, twist the knob on the door, and it's not locked. And you push it in. And I mean, all the wood in here is like fine. Like everything is really, really fancy. This is the nicest place you have ever been in. Period. Wow. It smells really nice in here. As soon as you open the door, though, it smells like nasty, dirty sex. Just like sweat and just like bodies that have been flopped against each other. You take a few steps into the room, and there are 3 women laying in bed with a very much naked and like ass in the air Bragadine Bonneau.
Jesus Christ.
Who's unconscious. Just his ass is straight up in the air, and his face is deep in some woman's like chest.
Sigma, protect me. And I look for any kind of clothing or robe or any kind of cloth I can.
You kind of you glance around, and you do see there's a folded and like very well laundered set of clothes that you recognize to be Bragadine's nearby. It's like on like kind of a desk area.
I kind of walk over to the bed. Ladies, I start clapping my hands.
And some of them, and most of them are stark naked, wearing very, very little, if anything. And they kind of coyly smile at you and stretch, and they're not making a very quick movements to leave.
Bragadine.
And at this point, like Bragadine, you do wake up. You rise from unconsciousness.
Oh. Do I see Marius?
You have fun?
You do.
Oh, Marius! There you
have a
are.
good time,
oh my
Bragi.
gosh, my friend. What was that? I'm sorry.
Did you have a good time, Bragadine?
It was all right. It was okay.
It was okay.
I mean, it was okay. I definitely, you were gone so long. You don't understand the work I put these women through. But I definitely got some excellent ideas for some more of my poetry books. They'll be a good companion to the adventure book I wrote about us.
Oh, I can't wait to read it. Thank you for shouldering the burden of staying here for so long. It must have been quite trying.
You guys fight for me. You do so much, so you know what? I wanted to make sure I did my fair share of the work.
Of course. Clothe yourself, and I throw these clothes at him. There is many things that have been happening in your absence, and I kind of look at the naked ladies.
Oh yes, and at this point they are kind of starting to stream out of the room, as there's probably no chance of a menage a 5 happening. So they get out, they're streaming out of the room now.
Goodbye, Esmeralda.
Goodbye. And she kind of gives you a little, blows you a little kiss as she slips out of the room.
Bragadine, how much money did you spend here?
No, it's a pittance, 18 gold or something like that. But I may have worked it out.
18 gold.
I know.
It kind of yells it out like we can hear it.
Yeah, loudly.
18 gold.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, I will admit this was the first time I've been truly treated like a Bretonian noble should be treated was here at this establishment. But I did talk with the what? Third question, DM question.
Mm-hmm.
Did he work out a deal with the proprietor?
I don't know. You were in and out of consciousness.
That's
Kind
right.
of fuzzy.
It was very fuzzy right now.
Did
Very
you?
fuzzy.
Did you
right.
even
Let's
get
take
her
out
name? Because I don't think you did. She never gave it. She just
never
said
asked.
Madame. You never asked. Who knows who you made a deal with? I don't know.
Oh, it's
It's
Marius,
just a
I'm
person
glad
off the
you're
street.
there was a woman here. She oh, my head is so fuzzy. I need some wine. She
I
was
don't think you'll do. And hurry up, get clothes.
You
all right.
all right. You clothe and you begin walking downstairs. As the two of you move downstairs, Johann calls out, "Mr. Wolf, I believe Monsieur Benoit has a debt to settle."
Excellent.
How much is this debt, Johann?
You walk over to the bar, and he pulls out a receipt, and it's the same one he handed Bragadine the night before. And it's got a list of just everything that he did. Just all of
make
the...
sure you say that, Marius. I need it for a source material.
everything. He puts it down, and it says 18 gold.
Oh, this one here, Marius. Have you even heard of this?
I don't know what that is. It's
called the Milanese knot.
Oh, Joe. Oh. I wish Seamus here. He'd be able to tell me what the prices would be, in comparison. Johann, you aren't ripping him off, are you? I'd like to roll like an
These are
insight check on it.
standard prices. Go ahead and give me a intuition, probably. Yes.
Or is it? I have another one. Evaluate.
I don't think that Marius has knowledge of whorehouses. I don't think this applies.
That's true, I guess.
Yeah.
That's a 8 out of 30.
Okay. So you get, as you're
minus 10.
looking at it, you can see that this thing is ridiculously itemized. And you get the idea that it is probably done so for the sake of Monsieur Benoit being the man he is. And they're probably charging much more than they should be.
Marius is going to look at Johann very seriously.
Mm-hmm.
Are you sure this is the price? And I'd to
intimidate.
Oh,
you give me. I'll tell you what.
Sternly.
Give me a haggle roll.
A haggle? Okay. That's a 12 out of 25.
Shit.
No, 28.
Okay. All right. A degree of success. Okay. He gets a little bit. He kind of leans over the bar a little bit. Mr. Wolf, there may be a couple things I could take off the bill here, but he did have quite the time. I could perhaps drop this, and this.
Marius, have you paid the man yet?
And he's scratching some stuff out, and then he's reconfiguring it, and the new total is 12 gold.
Very well, Johann. Here you go. I give him 13 for lowering price.
Okay, and he takes it. Appreciations, Master Marius. Monsieur Benoit,
Please.
I look very forward to seeing you again. And he gives you a wink.
Oh, yes, sir. Yes. Perhaps you can have your guards a little more gentle. But I promise you, I will leave you the most interesting story in my next erotic book.
Oh, it will
You
be...
didn't hurt him.
Of course not. Is there a scratch on the man? And you saw him naked.
They hurt you, you know.
For as much as you could see. You didn't see anything on him. No scratches, no bruises. Kind of unusual. Other than the wounds he's already had inflicted before he got here.
Before?
Yeah.
All right. Come on, Bragi. Let's go.
All right. Were you going to say something, Braggadine?
Yes. Let us go. I'm tired of this place. Besides, Marius, my book. You must tell me about my book. You have it, correct? And I assume we're actually walking out as I'm saying this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we'll discuss it shortly.
All right. Where are you heading, Marius, as you leave the Silk Canary?
I'm assuming...
Natural light. Oh my gosh, Marius, you must get me a parasol. I've been inside for 2 days.
Yeah, exactly.
It's true, yeah.
His pale skin, he hasn't seen light in a day.
I would assume... I don't fucking know. I would assume... I don't know where I can take him, but he's not going to get in trouble. I'm going to...
Hey, didn't you say something about that Gold? Mr. Gold had my book. Is that who we must go talk to?
You did.
Take me there right now. Let us go talk to this Mr. Gold.
Let's not go talk to Mr. Gold right now.
Marius, I must get my book.
Come. Let's go talk at the Dag.
Oh, is that with the dwarf? That's right. All right, let us go.
Okay.
I think
you begin moving towards the Silver Thaggy. And we're going to leave you and cut over to Mr. McCready. Seamus, I need you to make me a ride test.
Ride test. All right. What is that? Agility?
I believe.
Yes.
Yeah, it is.
Mm-hmm. Right.
But
I'm gonna burn my last fortune point. That was a crit fail. And better. This is a 10. A 10 out of 32.
Okay, man, you are not good at riding your horse, but good enough in this moment. You're moving at top speed. You're going as fast as you can, and you're really pushing Rachel to her limits. At least what you have made her do. And you're just moving quick through this forest, leaves and branches brushing past you. And you get to the point you've already passed the encampment where the road wardens are, where Velkin and the road wardens are. And they are gathering as you ride past them, rocketing past them. So it doesn't look like they're quite ready to head out yet, but it looks like they're almost there. Go and give me a perception test as you're moving.
That's a 13 out of 51.
Okay. You're glancing around, and you see Velkin beginning to organize his troops. You also see your trusty manservants, Giggles and Bertrand, getting ready, kind of getting their saddle and tack together. And Bertrand is sitting up on his horse, and he looks over and sees you ride by. Oh, that looks like the boss. And Giggles, as you just immediately stream past. And as Bertrand says that, Velkin's like, Seamus? You hear him say, you can hear them kind of from a distance as you're running by, so they may have spotted you. You bolting forward. Some time passes, and you get to the part of the road where the ambush happened the other day with the wagon and the dead coachman and everything else that transpired. And you remember the direction that some of the bandits fled. They all fled in this relatively same direction, and it's a direction that you've combed before, but you feel good about it this time. So you direct Rachel off into the woods, and I'm going to need you to make me another ride check to see how quickly you get through these woods. It's very important that you pass this.
Yeah, I gave you the wrong numbers last time, because I actually have 10 advances in my ride horse.
Okay.
So this is a 17 out of 42.
Okay, good. Okay, so you are better at riding than I thought. Good. Good. All right, so you begin pushing through and expertly maneuvering Rachel so she doesn't get hemmed up in any bushes or trees. And some more time passes. I'd say you're probably going another 20, 30 minutes. Do you have any tracking skills?
I do have the track skill.
You do? Go ahead and roll me a track roll.
I do. Just purchased it. And that's a 27 out of 46.
Good. Very good. So at this point, it kind of, you don't really, you have a direction, but you don't have anything concrete to follow. Until you have something concrete to follow, you start picking up tracks in the mud. They're faint. Looks like they've actually been obscured. But with that many success levels, you're able to pick up, and judging by the direction, you see multiple different prints moving in a direction, some old, some new. And you follow them. And you follow them around a bend or two. And then you are at what looks like just a corpse of trees. And the tracks lead straight into the trees. And as you approach slowly, you notice that there's actually a little bit of a gap. And if you get off your horse, you think you could shimmy through. And there might be something on the other side.
All right.
It's too tight for Rachel to get through
it. Okay.
Yeah, it's too tight. It's too tight. So it's up to you what you want to do.
If I assume this is the right direction, then I'll hop off and grab my little trusty Thunderer and walk through.
Okay. You grab the Thunderer. Are you leaving the crossbow, I'm assuming, instead?
Yeah, if I can't take both, then I'll leave the
Yeah, you're going to kind of have to make a choice if you don't have the horse with you.
Yeah.
So, okay, grab the Thunderer. Sling it over your back, and then begin moving. You squeeze through the gap, and on the other side of the gap, it opens up, and you're actually in a cave on the side of this kind of hill. And then it's not a cave though. You begin looking around. This looks like it was man-made. Like the walls are carved and dug. It's nothing. It doesn't look anything like the dwarven tunneling that you've seen. This is definitely man-made. But there are little alcoves where there are candles that can be placed, but they're not currently lit because it is daylight outside. And you can see up above you that there are holes at certain points in what you're assuming is some kind of roof that lets daylight spill in. You move deeper into this barrow of a sorts. And that's when you hear... Are you trying to move stealthily, or are you just walking in?
I'm walking in so I don't startle anyone.
Okay. You walk in, and do you have the Thunderer unslung, or is it on your back?
On my back, so I don't look threatened.
So you just walk in, kind of trying to diminish your aggressive nature that you've so known for amongst these people. And you get to a point where you hear a voice call out, "That's far enough, headsman. There's darkness around you."
I mean, you know, Ham, I need to speak to her.
She's had enough speaking to you. You could talk to me.
All right, fine. I'll talk to you, and you can tell her. But Velkin and his boys are coming. You've got maybe 30 minutes to an hour.
You see a man, step out of the kind of darkness around you. And as he does, a few lanterns flicker to life. And you see at least 10 people And I will say they are younger. Like, they look like younger people, with you being this close to them. And they all have crossbows, heavy crossbows pointed at you. Very, very on edge. And as all of them light, there is also a smaller figure. And you recognize her as Three Fingers that steps out. Falcon? He's coming, he's found us?
I don't know if he's found you, but they have a general idea of where you are.
How did this happen? We've been so good about moving everything. Oh, quickly, pack everything up. And she starts talking to the people around her. She still has a covering over her face, I might add.
Mm-hmm.
But she is currently starting to order her people to gather things. What would you like to do, Seamus?
I'll tell her, I know this is not the right time, but Mr. Gold wants me to take you in.
Gold? Is this about the shipments?
I assume so. He's trying to work out a deal with me to bring you in, but...
Well, he can't have me. I'm needed here. And she pulls back the hood, and you can see that she's wearing black leathers. Very heavy looking chest piece. You would recognize it as boiled leather because you have one to match now. But hers is, of course, dyed black. Her long hair is tucked in, like kind of around the back of where her cloak is. And she has gray eyes and dark brown hair. And she's about like 5'6", 5'7". She has a pistol on her hip, a rather substantially large pistol. And, of course, she has a crossbow slung across her back. And she walks up to you. Oh, why are you helping us? I thought you were with them.
I am with nobody, but you might be able to help me with this Mr. Gold situation.
I can't go into town. You don't know what would happen.
You don't need to go into town, but if you're moving, if you can tell me where you're moving, we can discuss this later.
Okay, and as she says that, you start hearing, "We know you're in there!" from outside. And she freezes. Hi. And she, as she does, she grabs a hold of you, Seamus, and begins pulling you deeper into the combs, the shelter in here. And the men around her begin running towards the opening you came through. And it looks like a battle is about to begin, Seamus. She's leading you towards the back. You don't see anything, but she comes to a piece of wall, and she presses something, and it comes loose. And she pushes it, and she, "Help me!" Are you going to help her?
Yes.
Yeah, you put your shoulder into it. Give me a strength check. It's just to see how quick you can do this.
Ooh, not good. That is a 35 out of 30.
Do you have any fortune left?
I don't. I'm all out.
Okay. All right. So it takes a little while. You do get it open, but and she's grunting as well, and you're starting to hear from behind you, and screams and blood being spilled as the road wardens are laying down the law to the bandits that Seamus has found himself in the center of. Eventually, the door smashes open, and it really wasn't actually a door. It was more of a hatch, and there has been mud and small bushes and things that have been planted on top of it to conceal its presence. You manage to finally push it out of the way. And she quickly scurries up and reaches a hand down to grasp yours to pull you up.
I take it.
Okay. And she pulls you up. And as she does, Seamus, you look out of the corner of your eye and you hear a bow being drawn. And you see Angelica standing there with a bow aimed at Three Fingers' head. What do you do?
Is she pulling me up right now, or did she already pull me up?
She's pulled you up and she's pulled you out, and now you are out of the hole and you're kind of on your knees, and she's standing and she's beginning to raise her hands.
Don't shoot her, Angelica. I need her alive.
No. She has to die. And she's about to... You have a moment, Seamus. This is a pivotal moment for Seamus McCready to make a choice.
Oh, shit!
Because just as she says that,
Uh-huh.
Three Fingers reaches down for her pistol and grabs the butt of it. You're in between the two of them, Seamus. You gotta choose.
I have to choose like which one to save, or is there like a ticking clock where something's going
this
to
is
happen?
up to you. You make me a choice. What are you going to do, Seamus?
I'll flip a coin. All right. I'm gonna pull my pistol out and aim it at Angelica.
You just aim it?
Yep.
You're only going to aim it?
I'm gonna aim it. If I'm standing, I assume I'm standing in front of Three Fingers.
You're standing in front of her? Okay.
Yes.
So you move to stand
So
in
if
front
she
of her.
shoots that.
You pull her
Shoots the arrow,
pistol.
I'm gonna take it.
Yeah, you pull her pistol, and she immediately, damn you, Seamus! And she's going to loose an arrow into your chest, Seamus. Yeah, this is from a longbow. So it pierces one point of your armor through your chest. And you're going to take, let's see here. You're going to take, it looks like, 12 wounds.
Does it pierce the boiled leather and the chainmail?
It only pierces through 1 point of armor.
Okay.
So you can use the two armor points as an arrow right into your chest. And as you flinch back, Three Fingers draws her pistol. Holy shit, I did not just roll that.
Oh, no.
She draws the pistol over your shoulder, Seamus, and boom! Angelica's head explodes like a watermelon.
Whoa!
And she boom! Wow. And that's where we're going to end tonight's episode of Rise of the Forsaken.
Wow.
Holy shit. That escalated quickly, Seamus.
You're a master, bro. No one kills NPCs like you do, bro.
I know. I know.
The truth.
Jesus.
So,
God.
yeah, we're going to pick up next episode with what's going to happen after that just happened.
I don't know what's
Yeah.
happening.
Poor Angelica, you know.
Yep, she's dead. She got her head blown off instantly. Yeah, awesome. Good episode, guys. Good sesh. I guess we'll go through our usual spiel. Before we get into, you know what? Let's do favorite moments while I'm thinking of a viewer decision, since I've still been procrastinating. Don't have my table made. So let's start off with Marius Wolf. Favorite moments of the night.
It's a tough one. I don't know. You know, I like I liked I like some of Bragging's interactions with the
Oh yes.
the mysterious madam.
The madame.
But gosh, I think maybe my favorite moment was punching that random fighter in the crowd. You know,
Yeah.
just killed him.
Destroying him.
Yeah.
Of course. Marius always has to knock someone out, bare knuckled, everywhere he goes now. Suddenly you take
thing.
Pit Fighter, and suddenly you're just like, ah, and just beating the shit out of everybody. It's fantastic.
Hey, well,
It's on brand,
associate
I gotta
with rough
say.
people,
Yeah.
you know.
How about Michel Benoit? Favorite moments?
Oh, gosh, I really, really enjoyed all the roleplay stuff in the brothel, both figuratively and literally. But I mean, I really enjoyed that. Just like, man, that was. And I thought you were gonna I thought you were gonna torment me. But the best part, I actually thought of the whole session was the pit fight. Just listen to you describe it. I thought it was just really great description. It wasn't us. That was really good, man. Because I was like, oh wow, this is so exciting. Yeah, just fantastic description, Jumbo Thick.
Awesome. I appreciate that. Thanks for sucking up.
Oh, it won't help. It won't help. Yeah.
How about Seamus?
Trust me.
Seamus McCready.
I enjoyed my last 5 minutes. I just left Marius.
Oh,
No
yeah.
idea where I am.
Nope. No one knows where you
Nope.
are.
You didn't tell us anything really about. All you told us was that maybe Three Fingers could help us. You never even told us that you had met Three Fingers earlier.
Nope.
So,
Nope.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Nope.
There's some interesting stuff happening right now.
Well, this is a turning point now. I'm hanging out with a bunch of outlaws.
Yep.
I'm now associated with one.
you're supposed to capture outlaws.
I know we're about to see how this plays out very soon. So yeah,
Class change again.
I don't
Bandit.
even know what's happening anymore. I didn't even tell Marius that Three Fingers knows both of us.
You
Nope.
did not. Yeah,
You
it
didn't
hasn't been
tell me
told to
shit
me.
about her.
No, I haven't said anything. So there's that. Man, if I have to have a favorite moment, let's see here. I really enjoyed all the sex stuff with Bragadine. Extremely enjoyed it.
Oh.
I know.
So did Bragi.
Exactly, Bragadine did it
So
as
did
well.
Marius.
Enjoyed all of it.
I feel uncomfortable.
Hey, you should be. You should be very uncomfortable right now. So,
That was all freestyling.
but I will say, I'm really excited about what just happened there at the end. So, that's probably my favorite moment because I got to blow one of my NPCs' heads off again. Yeah, somebody I've got backstory for that we'll never see. It's fine. So it's gonna be great. Don't worry about it. It's fine. But that will almost bring us to a close. So let's go ahead and get our viewer decision out of the way. So I want to know from the viewers for next episode. I want them to tell me this might be a little harsh.
Oh no.
Oh.
I want to know from the viewers who or what just witnessed Seamus aiding Three Fingers. Who or what? And yeah, that's going to be the viewer decision for next week.
What would the what be?
I don't know. Could be, I don't know, maybe
Skaven.
An elephant.
Maybe a
Skaven.
Skaven. Maybe a
Beastman.
beastman.
They're everywhere.
Maybe Mother Inga.
A witch hunter.
Maybe a witch hunter. That's a good one. I like that one.
Which
Oh
one?
yeah. Oh yeah. There's plenty of things in the wide, vast Warhammer scenario that could have seen
Father
this
Huss.
take place.
Oh,
I wanna.
right there.
I'll
Yeah.
leave it in the hands of the collective as to what happened. Somebody saw. I want to know who. So yes.
Cougar.
Yes. That of course is going to be the end of the session for us this evening. It was an intense one. We very much enjoy your comments, guys, so do make sure to leave them. We do try to reply, and of course, make sure you vote for the viewer decision. It's just a good way for you guys to be able to interact with us and actually affect the game. So I do have a table. I am going to finish the table one day. And we will leave it at that. So, unfortunately, that's going to be it for tonight, guys. I've been Jumbo Thick. This has been a Rise of the Forsaken. I can speak. And the Unfortunate Fellowship is, of course, at your mercy. Thank you guys for watching, and I am looking forward to seeing you guys in the next episode. Have a good day.